The government now says it will deal decisively with non-governmental organization operating without following the laid-down regulations. Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiangi, speaking while launching the annual NGO sector report in Nairobi, has read a riot act to the non-state actors that do not submit their annual returns.
When we comply with the regulations and do what we are supposed to do and file our reports, one, for my colleagues at the Ministry of Planning and the National Bureau of Statistics, it is easier to get accurate and reliable data for planning, especially when it comes to engagement.
The NGOs that have not complied have now been given a 3-month ultimatum.
There are quite a number of NGOs who are not submitting their returns, who are not fully compliant. So as the NGO board, we have no option other than to strike them out of our register if they don't comply with our law.
It's easier for us, now speaking as a security minister, to know that there are no people around who are being misused by terror organizations to masquerade as civil society organizations, but they are conduits for illicit funds and illicit resources that are going into radicalization and recruitment for terrorism.
At the same time, he has called on such institutions to be careful not to be used in jeopardizing the peace in the country as the country heads to the polls.
We must do whatever we can to ensure that the electoral process is not a conduit through which the worst of our passions are expressed and the worst of our parts and interests are expressed to the detriment of the unity and stability of our country. I want to plead with you, my friends, be very careful that your institutions are not abused in the process of these elections.
However, the Interior boss lauded the non-state actors for supporting the vulnerable in the society. He said the government will create an enabling environment for the NGOs to effectively deliver on their mandate.
We commend and celebrate the work of NGOs who have continued to partner with government to do a lot of work towards continuing to combat the COVID pandemic.
The Executive Director of NGOs Coordination Board, Mutuma Nkanata, has said the 4-day exhibition will provide an opportunity for the civil society organizations to interact and share the experiences, lessons learned and challenges.
We have dedicated this week to celebrate NGOs as they have been instrumental in enhancing government efforts in combating COVID-19, as well as helping and improving the lives of the vulnerable during the period.
He said the board has prioritized programs that encourages local philanthropy, especially among the corporates.
The board is committed to delivering on its mandate, including providing advisories to NGOs to align their programs to Kenya's development plan and providing an enabling environment for the organization to thrive.
The report indicates that 200 NGOs were registered this year, bringing the total to 11,890. The theme of this year is celebrating NGOs' adaptation, innovation and resilience in global pandemic. Timothy Kipnusu for Prime Edition.